Welcome back. So we've now looked at the dashboard and what its components are, so we can get on to the actual crux of the website, which is rating consultants. So let's click on rating, and we're taken to the rating web page. What you'll notice here is that there are these 4 arrows which indicate the different parts of the rating process. So we are currently at number 1, which is consultant search, so we need to look for the consultant. Now, bearing in mind that this is a demonstration, we've put in a test consultant in a test hospital, which is called St. Somewhere Hospital. We just go to that. And we've made this consultant a gastroenterologist. And the name is test consultant. And there they are. What you'll notice is that the surname is placed before the first name just for ease of navigation and finding the relevant consultant when the list is slightly greater. So if we click that, we're taken to the second step of the rating process. So what you'll notice here is obviously there's some details of the consultant here, an indication of how many times that consultant's already been rated by healthcare professionals. And then there are these positive and negative attributes. And these are the attributes upon which you will rate the consultant to provide a numerical rating. Some important things to note. Firstly, we are using terminology which may have a different meaning to various people. So what we've done is we've tried to define that by, if you click over the arrow, there is some definition and example of what we mean by these terms. So if you're not quite sure, please do read them. Now on this part of the rating scale, you'll notice that there are 5 stars, and also this circle with a line through which actually represents 0. So if you want to rate a consultant, you can select a number of stars, and you'll note that you can select half a star as well, or you can just click this icon to give a score of 0, like this. If you don't press that icon and you finish the rating, that attribute will automatically be assigned a 0 value. So let's go through and rate these attributes. So what we'll see is that so before we go through and rate these attributes, something just to point out is that the more stars that you give on the positive attribute side, the better the rating is. And on the negative attributes, the more stars you give, the worse the rating is. So let's go through and do some ratings. So let's say that they are fairly approachable. And on Considerate, let's give 2.5, 2, 3.5 for helpful, and 5 for open. And on the negative attribute side, let's say they're very aggressive, fairly arrogant, not that patronizing, can be very rude, and they're very supportive, so let's just say 0. So once we've finished rating, we can press next, and we'll get taken to the third part of the rating process, which is a series of closed questions. Now these closed questions really are designed to give a yes/no response. They've been selected to give us a better understanding of that consultant's ability to act in a supervisory role. And the answers are very much dependent on what your feelings are. So you don't have to have any working knowledge of that consultant's actual managerial experience per se, but this may be your own impression of how this consultant would fare in various positions, or you may well have experience of that consultant within these roles. So let's just say, so working for this or with this consultant has been a very positive experience. Let's say yes. I would recommend for other healthcare professionals to work with this consultant. Let's say yes. I would recommend for this consultant to act in the capacity of a clinical supervisor. Let's say yes. Same question except educational supervisor. Let's say no. and I would recommend for this consultant to hold a managerial post which involves oversight of other healthcare professionals. Let's say no. I mean, these selections don't actually make sense in the context of each other, but this is just for the purposes of demonstration. So we'll press next to go to the fourth section, which is a text comment. Now at this point, users are invited to make any type of comment they would like about the consultant, and I suppose there are a few points to note with regards to comments. The first is that people may feel apprehensive about putting down a comment, but the first thing to note is people may feel apprehensive about making comments, mainly because there is this concern over anonymity. And let us assure you that every part of the rating process is completely anonymous, including the comments. Now, having said that, people may still not write comments, but what is really useful about a comment is that it qualifies your numerical rating. So whatever you've rated the consultant, so whatever values you've assigned to the attributes, the consultant will get a numerical rating or a score, but actually it won't mean very much unless you provide some sort of comment to back up that score. So if you can provide a comment, that would be much better in terms of the usage or the outcomes of this site. The comments themselves need to be constructive and within the terms of use which are specified on the website. If comments are found to be defamatory or abusive, then they will be removed from the site and the user informed that they've been removed. So we would ask you to read the terms of use and the language that should be employed when writing comments about consultants. The purpose of the comment is not to troll other people, rather it's to be constructive and to help change the behavior of other individuals. So let's write truly a great consultant. And press next. Now, before the ratings actually finish, before the ratings actually complete, you will be presented with a confirmation page which will tell you how much you're scoring the consultant as their numerical rating, how many positive responses you gave to the consultant out of 5, and what comment you've made. And over here you'll see how that information will be reflected in the dashboard. At this point you have two options. Either you can press change to go back and change anything that you may have felt now in retrospect that maybe you want to alter some of the information you've provided, or you can go ahead and accept everything that you've written so that it is then added to the dashboard. What is important to note here is that once you've made a rating, you're not committing to that rating in the sense that you cannot change it. If you would like, you can go back at any point and you can change the rating by re-rating the consultant, and what it will do is it will replace your old rating, so you're still only rating the consultant once overall. So let's just press accept, and what happens is we're taken to our dashboard. So before this was 0, 0 and 0, but now we've rated a consultant and obviously we've contributed to the hospital they're working at, and we've provided a numerical rating which is reflected as well in our activity. The consultants come up in our top 10, and in your rating we can see the values that we assigned to the consultant for each attribute. Now what's important here is that when we rate more consultants, these bar representations will actually demonstrate the average score. The highest and lowest score will still be provided below each attribute, but this bar will demonstrate the average score of all the ratings. Some interpretive comments are provided on the right, and below that is the your comment section. So this was the comment that we made about the consultant. We have two options at this point. Either we can edit the comment if we so wish, or we can delete it entirely. Or the third option, of course, is that you re-rate the consultant if you so wish. So we hope you found that actually rating consultants is a very straightforward process. It's completely anonymous, and we hope that it will give you the impetus to sign up and rate consultants yourself.